Hey everybody, Cody Broderick here with inWhatLanguage. Today I'm grateful to be with the author of this book, Mr. Rich Christiansen. Rich has a very dynamic career and it spans both corporate culture and entrepreneurism. He's founded over 34 organizations worldwide and he just has a vast amount of international business experience. I've really been looking forward to this interview and I hope some of his responses can help you with your international business. Rich, thank you so much for your time today.
I'm thrilled to be here, thank you.
You bet. Let's jump right in. What's the greatest challenge that you're facing with international business?
It's cultural. It's cultural communication issues. A good example is 10 or 15 years ago you would go to great extent to understand the culture of the country that you're doing it. But now as China and Japan and Mexico and all these countries have been exposed to our culture, it's like, where's the communication boundary? A great example is China. 10 or 15 years ago, you knew that you had to go over and eat fish heads in your soup. And now that Western culture has become more pervasive, where is the exchange point? And they're attempting to come halfway to us, we're attempting to go halfway to them, but where is that actual exchange taking place? So the rules of engagement with these countries are becoming more and more tricky in many regards, and more simple in other regards.
What are you guys doing to overcome those cultural communication issues?
We're going into the country. We're spending extensive time. I used to have a mentor who was actually in Birmingham, United Kingdom when I was running Mitsubishi Electric's PC division here in the US. This individual's name was Dr. Peter Horn, and he was a posh British guy, and he used to fly me over to the United Kingdom every 3 months, whether, quote, we need it or not, Rich. And his comment was that email is a very poor form of communication. And you just can't get the intent. So the biggest thing that we to overcome that is very extensive attention to the relationship and to the level of communication. Email is not adequate. It requires conversations, and in my opinion, the same thing Dr. Horn said is every couple of 3 months you need to be having engagement face-to-face with those critical customers, whether you need it or not, just to keep that relationship and that level of trust viable. I've really discovered that it's more about the relationship of trust and constancy that you can count on each other when you're in these crazy, different cultures. I mean, think about the customers that we have that are wiring us hundreds of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis blindly. If there's not a level of trust there, guess what? That number is going to go down very rapidly, but the deeper the trust becomes, that number goes up exponentially.
What's the best tip that you can provide to any emerging company going global?
I think that really is one or two, maybe even three things. Number one is what I said earlier, go to the country. Go to the country and visit the clients. Even if you don't have anything all the way buttoned up yet, going and getting in front of the key decision makers goes such a long ways. I remember a trip we made into Mexico in the early days of one of our companies, and they were so gobstocked that we would come down there to meet with them that they just instantly started giving us the business. The second is the language is always going to be a complexity. There's going to be miscommunications, misunderstandings, so you have to have professionals doing that. Pay attention more than the language, pay attention to the culture. Respect the culture of the country that you're in, and that will buy you 10 times more benefit than actually focusing on the language. And then I think the third is add value and be constant. Be trustworthy and be constant in all your interactions, and when you make a commitment, then fulfill it. And if you combine those three things, the direct relationship, sensitivity to the culture, and then combine that constancy in doing business, it's almost impossible to fail. I see tremendous opportunity internationally. We're dealing with all the way from Pakistan to India to the Philippines to all of Asia Pacific Rim to Latin America. And the opportunity is astounding outside of the US. Anyone that is not engaging these incredible opportunities is really missing a major part of the boat. So I'd invite you to take advantage of the international markets.